Fringe Fanatics with Chad Lee and Chris Zane.
And we are back. This is Fringe Fanatics. I am Chris Zane.
And I am Chad Lee. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thank you guys. We appreciate it each and every week. Each and every one of you that tunes in, we are extremely grateful for. If you're listening or watching us right now, please like or subscribe to whatever it is you're listening or watching us on, and then go and follow us on social media. We're on social media at Fringe_Fanatics on all things social media, so that makes it super easy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we got a good feed. Go follow it.
Yeah, go check it out. We try and post some funny things, and, you know, we try and make light of sports, because that's what it's all about, you know?
Keep you up to date on all the sports happenings.
Indubitably.
Yep.
Chad Lee, how was your week since I've seen you last?
It was pretty damn good. Last weekend, you know, we tried to go see Guardians Galaxy. It didn't quite work out.
Bastards. I've heard it's really good.
It was fantastic.
Oh, did you go see it?
Yeah, so I am an addict, dude. So when we drunkenly walked to Walmart, I was already ordering tickets for the next day at a different movie theater, because I already told Chris, but we walked in Friday night after already having tickets bought, and they told me the projector was down in the movie theater we were going to go. You know, I was trying not to be one of those people like, what the fuck, man? I'm trying to see this movie. So, yeah, and I mean, there was another showing at 8. We got there at 7, and so they're like, yeah, you could wait till 8. And I'm like, all right. And I told them, is it in 3D? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, you need to see. This movie's great in 3D, too.
See, I'm on the fence about 3D, man, and I think it's mainly because I don't have contacts right now. Which, if you don't have contacts and you have to wear glasses and you go to the movie theater and you're having to wear the fucking 3D glasses over your glasses, it is the most. It makes it like feel like you're drunk because you're looking through like 2 lenses, and then like
I can't believe how you would put 2 on at once. Almost everybody that I know that says like, oh, I don't like 3D are people that either don't have good vision or they have to wear glasses or something. Sort of thing like that.
If I had contacts in, it wouldn't be that bad. But yeah, at the same time, I'm like, this is a lot to like have to get the glasses.
Yeah. But either way, man,
it's good though.
Maybe get LASIK one of these days. Who knows?
Dude, well, hey, if there's anybody out there who works for a LASIK company, I would gladly take some free LASIK. Because I'm tired of not being able to see, man. This is bullshit.
And see 3D.
Yeah. Speaking of which, dude, I need to get new glasses. That's what I'm going to do this week, actually.
Should, man. Go to Walgreens.
Glasses. No, I'm using USA glasses online.
Okay. Have you ever gone with Warby Parker?
Dude, I ordered like... I checked out the ones that I thought were going to look cool on me, and I have a big fucking head. You know? I got a big face, I got a big head.
They're meant for little hipster
They're meant for little hipster heads, dude. I ordered them, and dude, these glasses are big. These are like the extra wide Ray-Bans.
Oh, yeah.
And then I ordered them, dude, and they were like Ray-Ban style, but they were like this. They're tiny, and I was like, and then like they were like stretched out on my head because they were so tiny, and I was like, dude, this is fucking stupid. Yeah, I was like, I'm not fuck Warby Parker. So I found another place that looks like they have knockoff Ray-Bans. I could get Ray-Bans, but it's like at the same time, if it looks like it, who the fuck cares what's on name brand fucking?
Nobody pays attention to that shit.
And if they do, fuck you guys.
Right. Well, after Guardians of the Galaxy on Saturday, I went to go shoot my bow again.
I saw that. How was it?
It was great. We went to Bar Lake right up here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was just 13 minutes away. It was great. They got a 3D archery course outside, just 10 targets. But it's been 5 years since I've flung any arrows, so that was cool.
Bar Lake's super close to us.
It was.
Go do that sometime.
Yeah, I've got another bow.
I'll shoot your arrow. I'll shoot your arrows.
Yeah. That was good to get back into that. What about you, man? It sounded like it was a busy week.
Busy weekend. I've been trying to get a bunch of shit done around the house still. I've been trying to get to where we're planning on having people over because our house is turning 100 this year. It's its 100th
Are you serious?
birthday. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was built in 1923.
Does it become a landmark after that or anything?
I think we can get a plaque from the town. I'm not entirely sure, though. We live in a landmark, though, so, it is what it is. But yeah.
Historic.
Fucking Saturday, I've been trying to track down those retaining wall blocks so I could build a fire pit, and I've been looking on Craigslist and Marketplace for a couple weeks, almost like a month, going on a month now, and I was trying to get them for super cheap, and I found this couple that was giving them away for free if I just came and picked them up.
Score.
So yeah, Saturday fucking schlepped out a whole bunch of retaining wall blocks, 67 of them. and then got to do that again at my house to get them out of my van. So yeah, I've been doing a bunch of stuff, man. Just trying to pimp out the house on the cheap. You know?
Spruce it up a little bit.
You got it. Cool. You got it. But yeah, like last night I was fucking got off early and then ended up working till like 7:30 in the yard. And I was like, shit.
Damn, that's a late night. Fuck
it
that,
a late
man.
night. So, but it is what it is.
It looks good though, man. You sent me that picture. It looks legit. I can't wait to go over there and cook some s'mores on it.
We'll s'more up some s'mores on a smorgasbord.
Maybe put some wieners on a stick.
That's the best way to cook them, man. Just stick something in them and stick them on the fire.
No ketchup or mustard.
I want to get like grate for the top of it so I can like grill on it.
That'd be cool.
You always see those cool people on like Instagram and Facebook where it's like that dude cooking out in the wilderness. Yeah. He's just got like a cast iron pan and he's like doing it over like a legit fire.
It looks pretty slick, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. But then you think about it and you're like, nah, man, living in a house and dealing with that stuff's way better. So sounds like your Jimmy John's might be here.
Jersey Mike's.
Jimmy
John's sucks.
Fuck Jimmy John's.
Yeah, Jersey Mike's is way better. Yeah,
that kills big game and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Lions and giraffes.
Oh, yeah. And he poses naked next to him, too. Have you ever seen that?
That was that shark, and I always wondered if that was weird. Fake or not, because
no, that looked pretty real, dude.
It looks like him, and it's a giant shark, and he's laying there like a small beached whale of a human.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm a bigger guy, but he looked about the same size as the shark, you know what I mean?
There's no reason to get naked. I mean, what is he doing to that shark?
Well, when you catch a giant shark, you know, you might as well get naked next to it.
Yeah, I guess so. That's the right thing to do.
There's never a bad time to get naked, I guess.
Well, on that note.
Yeah, we're here. I'm excited to be here.
Episode 33.
Yeah, we're cruising along, you know?
I'm about it. Let's take a shot.
We about it. Cheers to that. Cheers to you guys. Thanks for sticking with us. We appreciate you. Let's get this show on the road, man.
Vroom, vroom.
I don't know why you went vroom, vroom, but I liked it.
Show on the road. We're
okay. Yeah, okay. I see what I was like. Vroom, vroom. That was out of left field, I feel like. Something good.
That was delicious.
Well, on that note,
Headlines.
Get into the headline. This is the headline. So in the NFL, there is not too much going on right now as we wait for the off season basically to wrap up and we get into training camp. I think rookie training camp starts this week sometime.
I think it just wrapped up.
Yeah, definitely.
OTAs.
So,
not OTAs, but the rookie mini camp.
The rookie mini camp just wrapped up. So now we're getting into OTAs. Then we're going to get into real training camp, which means it's happening again.
A couple months down the road. Yeah, I can't wait.
Too far away. But really the only thing going on this week is the NFL full schedule will be released Thursday. Some games, like the international games, will be released Wednesday, so that's like that Germany game, which I think, aren't you guys playing? The Chiefs in the Germany game?
I think Donna Kelsey actually broke the news that it's going to be the Bears today.
The Bears?
I don't know why she did it, but she kind of leaked some info.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's kind of cool. So look at that. It's not even Wednesday. It's Tuesday, and we're getting leaked information about the schedule.
Thanks to Donna Kelsey,
who is in the Hall of Fame.
She is. Yeah. That's very true.
So look at that. This season, though, they are going to have 14 playoff rematches as well as the Super Bowl rematch. So going to be a lot of fun games with some good storylines this year.
A lot of good games.
Definitely. Teams can now be on Thursday Night Football twice.
Yeah.
So
teams
the Broncos,
are too happy about that.
If this was last year and that happened, the Broncos would have gotten 2 Thursday Night Football games and we would have had to watch 2 more really low scoring games.
That would have been really boring.
Yeah, that would have been.
But speaking of the Broncos, they did say as well that this is the first year where not all teams are guaranteed a primetime spot.
Yeah, I do think the Broncos with Sean Payton, though, are going to get a primetime spot for sure. But you cannot get one. So if you are in the doldrums of the NFL, you might be left out of the primetime.
I think that's the way it should be. I think you got to earn that spot.
I agree, man. I do feel like it's just like, remember a few years back when it was like every Thursday Night Football game was like the Jags versus the Titans.
I was just about to say that pair. It was almost weird that it was like every week.
It was the Jags and the Titans every week on Thursday Night Football.
It would be the Texans and the Colts or something. The AFC South would always get the Thursday night games. It would always be the bottom tier of the league. they didn't really have TV rights. It was always boring games.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Al Michaels might force his way to the schedule makers to make sure that there's some good games this year.
Yeah, old Grumpy Al.
Yeah.
But yeah, this Thursday there is going to be a 2-hour special showcasing the schedule along with the Monday Night Football games on ESPN. So tune into that if you are really starved for some NFL news.
Let me just ask one question about it. Who do you think they pair up with the Chiefs for Week 1 for the opening? So we play our home games: the Bengals, the Eagles, the Bills. It could be the Bengals. I bet it would be.
And you know what I think the Monday night game is going to be?
Yeah, you said the
Broncos
versus
the Jets.
Why do you think it would be the Jets, though?
Nathaniel Hackett returning to Denver for the first time.
I don't know if that's a big enough storyline, man.
Aaron Rodgers now the quarterback of the Jets.
Who could have been on
Russell
the Broncos.
Wilson, Sean Payton. It's the storylines of what could have been with Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson and what will be with Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be a really funny thing if that's what it is because like I said, the amount of storylines in it alone.
Didn't they give you guys a Monday night game last year? It was Chargers, or not Raiders, but you guys and the Chargers. Yeah.
I think it was.
Not Chargers, but the Seahawks.
The
Seahawks. And, so
again,
they could
have another crazy storyline like that, but who knows? We'll see what happens.
I hope it's not the Bengals, man. I know they're going to be. I'd rather them go through a few weeks of
get a little lubricated
up or something. Before we take them. I know they're pretty pissed off. That's fine. We'll take on anybody though.
Yeah. You guys are at the top of the mountain, so everybody's coming for you. That's how it goes when you're up there.
It's hard to stay on the top.
Yeah, it is. So on that note, there's really not too much else in the NFL. We're going to roll into the NBA, where the Milwaukee Bucks fire Mike Budenholzer after an early exit in the playoffs. He has 2 years and $16 million left on his contract, so I think he will be getting all of that money. But they did win 58 games this year, the winningest team in the NBA, and they were bounced by the 8th seed Heat. He is just the 4th coach in history to have the best record in basketball and not return the next season.
Did you see where I think it's like he now makes, I think it's like the last 4 NBA, last 4 coaches that have won the championship have now got fired. Frank Vogel.
Oh, yeah, the only one that hasn't is Steve Kerr.
Yep.
Yeah, Steve Kerr's the only one.
I think it was like 4 out of 5 or something.
And then who was the other one? It was,
let's see, Bucks. Oh, no, not
Vogel was the Lakers. Who won it? It was the 2019. Whoever won in 2019. That's who it is.
I can't remember.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but either way, it's nuts because your job in the NBA, your job's not safe.
No, I mean this guy brought a championship to him.
Just 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah,
crazy.
That was 2020. Yeah, so 3 years ago he brings a championship to him, and now after an early exit, it's all over, and we'll see who's gonna. Well, I saw that the Nuggets assistant coach is now going to be interviewing for the Raptors head coaching job.
You mean that really nerdy looking guy?
The one that looks like Murr from Impractical Jokers. I don't know.
I don't know that show, but the guy looks like.
I'll show you a picture.
He was a part of that AV club.
I'm gonna Google it right now. Right. But the other thing though that we need to get into is the debacle that happened in Phoenix Sunday night, and that is going to be Matt Ishbia getting pushed by Nikola Jokic. And Jokic is the only one that gets slapped on the wrist twice in this one.
Yeah.
1 gets the technical foul, and then 2, he gets a $25,000 fine.
Pretty fucked up, man.
If I was Matt Ishbia, I would just pay that fine.
Yeah, he should. I mean, for him even coming out and saying that he shouldn't get fined, he shouldn't get suspended, and then he does, why the hell would he get fined? He didn't. The fan, he was in the stands, just like Jokic said. He was like, well, I didn't know he was the owner. Was he in the stands? Okay. Yeah, he's a fan.
Yeah.
And he put hands on him first. Where's the protection of the...
Well, not to mention he's impeding play by holding the ball which we've seen multiple times where Jokic grabs the ball right away and immediately gives it to the ref, gets it back, and gets the advantage man down on the way back down the court.
Throwing a cross-court pass.
Yeah, it's basically like a power play in hockey.
I can't believe they punished Jokic for this.
Well, whatever. Jokic getting fined $25,000 is a drop in the bucket in comparison to what he makes a year.
No, but it's the principle that matters.
It's the fact that Ishbia didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not at 1 game suspension, nothing. If you remember a couple years back, there was that incident where the Golden State Warriors minority owner pushed Kyle Lowry in a playoff game.
I forgot this.
He got fined $500,000 and was suspended for a year from attending games.
Holy shit. Then how did we get to this point?
That's what I'm saying, dude. There was a precedent already set.
Pushed him.
How do you not continue this precedent? And that's why, Chad, I think we need to get in something right now that we haven't gotten into a little bit. I think we need to get into a little bit of the ELE.
I think, might as well.
Yeah. Hit that damn sound, me, because that's going to be me hitting the sound. So I'm going to hit that ELE sound, and we're going to be right back with the goddamn ELE.
Hey, I got a ring up here, too. Mine says love. Think about that. Everybody love everybody! Come on!
All right, Chris, so why don't you lay down the lines of this debate?
Here's what I think, Chad, and I'm going to tell you this, why I think this way. And it's because, at the end of the day, the NBA is the only sports franchise, or sports league, franchise isn't the correct word, sports league that allows the spectators to literally be right up on the court and basically in play, more or less. There's a lot of times that you see people get hit by balls, especially in this game. The whole thing happened was, I forget who it was, he fell into that cameraman's lap, and I think that's why initially Matt Ishbia was holding the ball, because he realized his player can't get up. I think he was strategically holding the ball for a reason.
Oh, no doubt.
And I know this is, granted, it's a special circumstance where this is the owner, this isn't just a random fan, but had it been a regular fan, that fan would have been thrown out in an instant. You look at the guy who was behind in the second row that put his hands on Jokic. He got thrown out.
He was the sacrificial lamb in it.
Yeah, exactly. How does the owner, who's the one holding the ball and who won't give it to Jokic? See, it's one thing if it's just Jokic pushed him. Yeah. Jokic tried to grab the ball peacefully, didn't allow it to happen.
And we should clarify what this push was, okay? Tiny ass little Matty
Ishbia, he flopped. And if you remember, this guy played for he was a walk-on towel boy at Michigan State for what's his name?
Tom Izzo.
Yeah,
I forgot that he played ball. But so Jokic tries to grab the ball, and Jokic just kind of like moves his elbow like this, moves his hand in an outward gesture, and that was a push, because once it made contact with the owner, he flopped down like he got hit by a bull, and then all hell broke loose.
Yeah, I mean, he falls back like, oh!
I couldn't believe it. When I was watching,
I was like, what the fuck just happened? And I was like, the owner of the Suns just did some crazy shit I've never seen before.
I mean, think of the odds for that ball to land. I mean, granted, he is sitting closer to courtside, which we'll get to in a second, but like, all of the fans possible that could have happened to, it happened to be the owner right there.
And here's the thing, man. I mean, what if this game was won by 1 point?
Well, I mean,
and that was what if that decided the game? I mean, granted, in both of these games, we'll get into that in a bit. The Suns have done everything they can to beat the Nuggets, and they have.
Yeah.
It's been a 2-man game the whole way. This was the first game where they had Shamet there hitting threes in the fourth quarter that put him over the top. But what if this game was won by 1 point? Would that have changed the outcome?
It certainly would.
And that is what brings me to my point, and that is why we're getting to the ELE right now. Is should fans be allowed to sit courtside anymore? I think they need to remove fans from the courtside seating. It doesn't make sense to have people sitting right next to LeBron James on the bench. That's so weird. It's strange.
I definitely see your point, but the problem with that is this is something that's been in basketball since pretty much the invocation of basketball. I mean, when it first got thought of, you look at like gyms from back in the day. You go to a high school gym, you're right there on the court. It's just a different type of environment. So in this case, I just feel like kind of like an old school fart where I don't feel like it needs to be changed, because I think what they need to start doing is better disciplining on what needs to happen, kicking people out more. Like you said with that Warriors majority owner a while back. That needs to be more consistent. And for some reason, the league hates Jokic and we've seen it. And I think they use this as an opportunity to be like, all right, fuck it, it's Jokic, so let's go ahead and punish him. In any other instance, and I can say this, and I think I am kind of biased in this because I've experienced this. Last year, my awesome girlfriend Hannah got me for my birthday pretty much courtside seats to the Nuggets. We were sitting behind the goal, not like horizontally on the court or anything, but it was still... I still say to this day, I maybe love NBA live games, going there live, more than NFL games. Because you could be in a front row NFL game, front row, and you're still probably 30 yards off the sideline.
Oh, easily, yeah, for sure.
And so, that's probably good for the safety of the fans and everybody, but there's a reason why the Lambeau Leap is a thing. You could jump right in there. And for NBA, you pay $2,000 for a courtside seat. You might get LeBron James falling in your lap, or
probably more than that, honestly.
Oh yeah, especially the playoffs. Yeah,
I think Derek Will was saying he looked up the other day and to get courtside seats because they were all talking about this on the fan. Yeah. He was like, it was like $4,000, $5,000 a ticket.
Zach Bye was saying that too. Yeah. That it was nuts. Yeah.
So I get it, man, and I understand though. Like if they do take away the courtside seating, there is going to be pushback into like where you sat. So that is going to affect the regular fans because it's taking away seating, so to speak. But I could see you like implementing that and fighting that by allowing more like standing room only places, like what the Rockies have with that party deck, where it's basically like you can pay a discounted rate, or like where the Cowboys have that fucking bar down, like where the players come out.
All right,
that gets you close to the game. Maybe you could do something like that.
Well, even like with the Nuggets, one kind of like for Denver locals out here, one thing you can always do is you can just get a third level seat, and then on the second level, you can always go down to that big-ass bar right there and just watch the game from that area. Yeah. There's a lot of spots and a lot of stadiums to do that, and that's why I don't feel like they would ever even consider this, because it takes away from the revenue. You think about how many millions of dollars they would lose by eliminating like 5 seats. Like, let's say they just backed it up like 5 feet, and sometimes I think it's almost for the safety of the players too, because when they go diving for a ball, rather than just diving on the floor, they know there's going to be some bodies there that's going to cushion the fall.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's what Jokic brought up afterwards, was like, what about us? Like, they're not protecting us from the fans, and that is true. I mean, Jokic got hands put on him not only by the owner, but like we said, that guy behind him who physically pushed him after he knocked Matt Ishbia over. But it's just like, I get it. It would suck that it's going to take away from stuff, and it is going to take away. Juno's coming in. Juno's in.
I knew she would come in.
We got Juno back. But I know it kind of takes away from revenue and such, and I understand this is a staple that's been there forever, and you're going to lose stuff where, Jack Nicholson just came back the other night and sat at courtside to watch the Lakers, and he looked rough.
Yeah.
But, I understand that that's taking away from that, and it is something that's going to be a loss to the NBA. But then at the same time, dude, look at the situation we have right now. What if this affected a playoff game? What if they did suspend Jokic? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
we lose this series because we lose Game 5 at home.
I was so scared that he was actually going to physically put hands on somebody, not just like the little nudge that he did.
Oh, he totally. It was just like, it was
a nudge.
It's like, get off me, dude.
Yeah,
get off me.
It's like if you're walking through the mall or some crowded area and you just try to get through somewhere. That's all it was.
Yeah.
But, they're going to label it like that. But the thing of it is I think it did impact this playoff game. The momentum really shifted after that. We couldn't really hit shots, kind of just got everybody's panties up in a wad, and I really see where you're coming from with it, but I think it would just take away from too much of the essence of the game. But I would be really interested to see what it would be like.
Yeah. No, and that's probably where we'll end this ELE, because I unfortunately I just feel like you've got to do something, because eventually this is going to be something that affects the game. And then with all the money coming in with sports betting, with all the money, sports betting sponsors, let alone, I think PointsBet's an NBA sponsor at this point.
That's what I use.
So, we've been talking about the Power Hour. I took a crazy swing last night and missed, but
it's
seven parlay in game.
How many did you get right?
4.
Oh, not too bad.
Felt pretty good about it. I was like, I got 4.
I almost got one. I did an 8-leg parlay last night. Hit 5 of them. I was like, damn, so close, but did another one.
I would have won like $70. Either way, though, you know what? At the end of the day, we don't agree, but it is what it is, and that's why everybody loves everybody. In this show, because we can't just sit here and hate each other.
Hey, I got a ring.
What's it say?
I got a ring.
There is one over
Yeah, I was going to say, I should have worn that during this. Didn't even think about it.
And what does it say, Chad?
ELE. Everybody love everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here on Fringe Fanatics. We love each other and we love everybody, and we're not going to let something like sports drive a wedge in a really good relationship.
Not even if I fucking disagree with you.
Exactly. And that wraps up this ELE, and it was an impromptu ELE. We kind of got that one in the middle of headlines.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, see, it's curveball.
Yeah.
So on that note, let's continue on to the NHL, where the Chicago Blackhawks win the draft lottery for future phenom Connor Bedard. Connor Bedard is 17 years old. He was the first Western Hockey League player granted exceptional status, which allows him to play in the junior league at 15. So at 15 years old, he had 271 points in 134 games for the WHL Regina Pats. That's including 134 goals a game. So he basically scored a goal a game.
Yeah.
And had a whole bunch of assists on top of that, which is insane.
From what I'm hearing, they're calling him like a phenom compared to like Sidney Crosby a lot because of his size.
Yeah, Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon. The last guy that was like this is going to be Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Generational player. The guy's only fucking 17 years old.
17 years old.
So
man.
he probably won't see NHL ice until maybe 19. So he's probably going to get signed and go do something else for a little bit. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he will. I don't know if you can. I'm not entirely sure.
Can you play in the NHL at 18?
I don't know. I think Landeskog was 19.
Really?
Which is going to roll into the next thing we're going to talk about. But
yeah.
Real quick, last season, Bedard did have 143 points and 71 goals. So he's literally looking like one of the best players to come out in quite a while since Connor McDavid, which is only like 3 or 4 years, but still.
Right.
It's kind of crazy how in hockey you have these generational players coming up left and right, it feels like. But in the NFL with quarterbacks, it's like a dime a dozen. Or not a dime a dozen. It's like a needle in a haystack. Totally said the wrong fucking thing. Dime a dozen? They're everywhere. They're all over the place.
How Chicago fans are just so desperate for something because they actually had the number 1 draft pick in the NFL before they traded away. And then they end up with the number 1 pick in the lottery in the NHL too. So their franchises are hurt, man.
Yeah, and now they're saying
the White Sox suck.
What was it? I guess since they won the lottery, they have had, in terms of season ticket sales, let me break this down for you. They've already sold $2.5 million worth of season tickets and plans for the 2023-24 season in the 1.5 hours since winning the pick.
I saw that.
So that's insane. So
people are excited.
Yeah, people are rallying around the Blackhawks. They're saying now, look at all these free agents are probably going to head there. So I mean, maybe they're expecting this kid plays soon.
I would imagine so. Yeah,
we'll see what happens. But
right.
The next thing we're going to talk about, which we kind of alluded to just a little bit ago, Gabriel Landeskog announced today will be missing the entire 2023-2024 season with a knee cartilage. What is it? It's a transplant. This all stemmed from incidental hit from Cale Makar, where his skate sliced into the front of Landeskog's knee. He was able to play through it through the Stanley Cup playoffs and just couldn't do it this year. He was supposed to only miss 12 weeks, I believe, and then it was, next month, a few more weeks. Finally, we're getting ready to go into the playoffs, and they said he's not coming back. Yeah. So, super bummer. He's been with the Avalanche for 11 years. He's the youngest captain ever in the NHL. This could be something that might derail his career. We'll see. I mean, these hockey guys play for a long time into their 30s. He's only 30, so
pretty serious.
Yeah, definitely serious. And it's just the fact that it's been lingering so long. It's not good.
Kale the Butcher.
Yeah, apparently.
People up.
Yeah, those damn fucking hockey blades on them skates are sharp.
They make them sharp.
That's gonna wrap it up for the NHL. Chad, you had some MLB stuff. If I
just got
mistaken,
one thing.
Correct?
It is in reference to my Kansas City Royals over here. They have won a couple games since the last time we did a podcast, but this news is very unfortunate where pitcher Ryan Yarbrough is placed on IR after taking a line drive, 106 miles per hour line drive to the head, suffering multiple fractures, mainly around his right eye and orbital bone. But we will be posting a video of this, and if you have a hard time watching someone get blasted in the face by baseball, avert your eyes. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I mean, anytime. One time in Little League, we talked about this a couple episodes back, how we were wearing the heart things, and I drilled that kid in the chest. Yeah. Just the sound alone, when you hit somebody with a line drive, it's scary as fuck, because it's like a sound where you're like, that was that dude's body that made that sound.
That's all it is.
I hit him in the chest, it sounded like hollow. It's like, doof. Like you hear the air leave his body.
Lungs just collapsing.
But yeah, I mean,
think it to the head.
In the head, yeah,
that would fucking hurt.
I mean, I've watched a lot of those videos, and those guys. I mean, the sound, like I said, the sound is what's the worst part, because you're just like, man, that was hard as hell.
I mean, this ball came right back to him and hit the right side of his face. He laid down for a while. Obviously, he didn't finish the game, but you know they're saying, like, you know, he's obviously responsive, got taken to the hospital, and you know he's recovering. But damn, not good.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the scary thing about baseball. If you're pitching 90 miles per hour, more often than not, that ball's coming back over 100. So, and on a line drive, it's not like a pop-up. I mean, that thing's ripping and roaring right at your fucking
right
head.
back at
you. So, I mean, yeah, that's rough, man. I mean,
for all those that say baseball is boring, I just watched this video, and you'll see these guys, these pitchers out there, and the guys that have to go slide into, like, the catcher when they gotta tie up a run or whatever it might be. You know, there's a lot of physicality in baseball as well.
I mean, there is, and these guys, you know, as these athletes get bigger and stronger, we're seeing more injuries. I mean, the Braves pitcher Fried is on the IL with strained left forearm. Mets scratch Scherzer neck spasms from start. Orioles second baseman Urias hamstring placed on the injured list.
There's a lot of injuries.
Yeah, just a lot of injuries. Mike Judge. I've been watching King of the Hill. Nice. Aaron Judge just is coming back from injury. I mean, there's a lot of injuries happening. We talked last week about the Rockies losing German Marquez to injury. Yep. So I don't know, what's going on, but there's a lot of injuries happening in MLB. So
gotta do your stretches.
Gotta do your stretches. Gotta do your calisthenics. Get up there, get it done. On that note, Chad has a couple more things, I think, on the headlines, and then we're going to wrap them up, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct,
just a few more things. Just wanted to brush over this because it's pretty amazing. Verstappen wins in Miami to keep Red Bull undefeated in F1 racing. Those Red Bull guys just keep winning.
There's a lot of controversy around that, as people think that they're cheating.
I know.
They moved to Honda, I believe this is the first or second year with Honda, and there's a lot of people thinking that there's some shady stuff going on with those cars, because the guys behind them are like, we can't keep up with them.
I was going to say, I wrote down here, he went from 9th to victory.
Yeah, which is, like, we talked about this at one point a while ago. It's insane to move up in these courses because they're so tight. These guys are going so fast. It's hard. Your pole position kind of dictates how far you can move up, and to go up that far is insane. I didn't watch the race on Sunday, but I did watch the third practice round on Saturday. Sergio Perez follows right behind him. So Red Bull 1 and 2, they're just dominating.
Dominating it, man. I mean, Red Bull, they do care a lot about racing. So that is
Red Bull's everything. Racing and action sports. They're all about it. Get all amped.
Get your wings.
Yeah. What was the last thing you had, Chad?
A couple more things. Tony Ferguson, UFC former champion, he held the interim title for a little while in the UFC, was arrested after crashing his car into multiple parked cars, his truck that is, and it's pretty likely he was under the influence.
Yeah, they did arrest him for DUI. I heard he flipped into the cars or something.
It looks pretty bad.
And it sounds like he was the only one involved other than the parked cars. So I don't know how you by yourself flip your car.
It is in Los Angeles, so who knows? He'll probably get to walk, just spend the night in jail, and then probably get away. But who knows? It's not looking good. He has been in a slump lately, but this is definitely a continuation of the downhill of Tony Ferguson.
Yeah,
El Cucuy.
El Cucuy. All things come to an end, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And much like that came to an end, this is the end of headlines, Chad, unless you have anything else.
Well, actually, I didn't even realize it, but it is still in L.A. Bronny, LeBron James' son,
I forgot about this.
Commits to USC.
Yeah. I did see, I think he is still the highest paid NIL player. I think he's making $5.7 million per year to play for the USC Trojans. Why leave home? You know, why?
Yeah, it's smart. It's funny because I want to say it was one of the, I think it maybe Barkley or one of the analysts that said it, like, stay home, like just go to USC for a year, then you can go try to go to the NBA or something like that. I mean, if you go try to go play overseas or something, your game might suffer. You know, at least you're still close to your dad and whatever, but close to family. So,
well, I mean, we all know the end game here. Wherever he goes, LeBron is going to force a trade there.
Yeah.
Or maybe he'll just bring him to the Lakers.
Who knows?
Maybe just force the Lakers
to trade up for him, or who knows?
LeBron's going to play with his kid. He's said that before, so it's just a matter of when and where, not if and when. When and where it happens. And who knows? They might wind up just staying right there in LA. Oh, it is hailing like a motherfucker right now.
Wow, it looks like tiny little pebbles coming down. I just saw that through the window.
God.
Holy shit, it is hail season. You know, it was yesterday that we had the anniversary of the famous hailstorm from 2017 or something.
Oh, dude, my Sonic got destroyed by that.
I remember that, yeah.
I have video, actually, when I was working at the tattoo shop, and it started, and I have video of us just all watching our cars just get annihilated. Watching the windshields fucking break right in front of our faces, just fucking like, whoa, nuts, all of our shit's ruined. Yeah. And then literally one of those hail damage places, there's like a liquor store. So I worked at this tattoo shop. It was down off 17th and Wadsworth. So like, you go down Wadsworth heading south, you take a right on 17th, we're right there. So we're on the left side. Across the street was a liquor store, and they had like a dirt parking lot by their sign, kind of. There was one of those fucking hail dent removal places there for literally like 7 months.
Damn.
Just reaping in.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it definitely was the most extensive hailstorm ever in Denver. I believe it cost the whole city overall
like billions or something.
Like, close to $2 billion. I know what was it, Southlands or not Park Meadows, out the west one. Its whole roof was destroyed.
Oh, fuck! It's the
south.
Oh my god!
Out there west.
It's the weirdest mall too because it's like a big ass circle.
It's like a huge circle.
Yeah, and it makes no sense because if you want to go to one place, you pretty much have to walk around the whole fucking place.
Well, I hope these hills don't get any bigger. It looks pretty solid out there.
Ooh, that was a big one.
Yeah.
It's okay. My car's already got hail damage, so it can't get any worse. You know, well, it can get worse, but I won't really notice. No one else will notice either. But on that note, though, that wraps up headlines. So Bronny goes to USC. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, let's get to the musical break.
Let's get to the musical break. The musical break this week, and the rest of these weeks, is going to be MF Ruckus. That's right, the motherfucking Ruckus. And the name of this song you are about to hear is Be Cool. So be cool, stick around, and we'll see you guys in just a little bit. We'll be right back.
What is it all so far?
And we are back. You just heard MF Ruckus. That's right, the motherfucking Ruckus. And the name of that song was Be Cool. If you have not yet, please go ahead and like and follow MF Ruckus on all things streaming, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, whatever it is you listen to music on. Go check them out. They're fucking awesome. Super rad hard rock, metally rock and roll, dueling lead lines, licks, and all those things. Super sweet solos. And if you can, go ahead and check out their website, mfruckus.com. That is mfruckus.com. Go check them out, and you can go buy merch, see all their music, see when they're playing. Go check them out now. And on that note, we are back to the show. It is the shot at the turn. Chad Lee's pouring them out.
We're going to do about a half shot.
Pour them out, pour them out. We're running low, so we got to do halves.
We got to leave enough for DDOE.
Okay, so it is what it is.
That's going to be
Sometimes we got to be frugal. That means I got to bring some next week. That's what the deal is. Chad's been buying the last few. It's my turn now.
All right.
So,
the shot at the turn.
Let's do it, man. We're at the halfway point. We're just leaving the clubhouse. We're about to hit the back nine.
And we're going to hit it hard.
This one's to John Daly. Hit it hard.
Oh, and speaking of that.
Oh, yeah.
We had to get up.
Chad he added some things that are really nice.
But John Daly, from when he won the British Open.
Right there. What was that,
24 years old, 20, something like that?
Yeah, like 91, I think.
Yep.
And then that, I think, is a few years ago. It's not the first one, but it's one of the many pictures we have flipping each other off at Empower Field.
I feel like that was the best one. That's an iconic one. Last I heard, that was in Canton.
Yeah, it's emblazoned in the Hall of Fame. So.
Not yet, but last I heard,
we sent a few
rumor.
Copies, and we're waiting to hear back. So we'll see what happens.
Any day now, any day.
On that note, here's the Canton. Cheers.
We'll be there. Let's hope the hail doesn't break through the windows, guys.
Oh yeah, right now we're dealing with Hail-Mageddon. We had about marble-sized hail coming down out there. Really hoping the cars are okay.
Please
I've already
pray.
got a crack in the windshield. I don't need another one, damn it. Nope. Stop!
Pray for the Buick, pray for the Camry.
Yeah, indeed. All right.
Let's get into the NBA Fast Break.
It's happening. It's here. The playoffs are in full effect. Let's start in the Eastern Conference. Chad, do you want to take the Heat and the Knicks? I'll take the Celtics and the 76ers to start.
Yep, that sounds good.
Let's do it. Get into it.
Kick it off. Miami and the Knicks. Last night.
Let's talk about it.
The Heat took a 3-1 lead. They lead the series 3-1, and they are pulling away. I think when they go to New York, I don't think it's going to be any issue. I think they'll close out the series then. But I think, in my opinion, it's the Heat's experience and the coaching that's really the deciding factor in this series. That sounded loud.
Wow, those are getting big. Let's hope those aren't ruining the cars.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
This sounds nuts, man.
But
dude, Bam Adebayo had a huge game. He had 23 points, 13 boards, paired with Jimmy Butler's 27 points and then 10 assists. Those guys paired up, and they were just too much for New York. I mean, you could tell where like New York doesn't really have like a superstar. They've got good players, but you look on the Heat side, I mean, at one point I just saw Jimmy Butler just basically just walking around with like a swag. You know, he made like a big three or something like that. I think he got fouled or something. Maybe it was on an and one play. But he just seems so calm and collected. You can tell it's the experience that...
Yeah, definitely. I think at times this game looked like it could easily sway to the Knicks' favor, but the Heat were just able to hold them off even when they went cold shooting the ball. Max Struss scores 16 points. Kyle Lowry with 15 points, and Caleb Martin adds another 10 for the Heat, who are now just the fourth 8-seed team to have at least 7 wins after this newly
these are getting bigger, dude.
Oh my god.
Can we just pause?
We're gonna be right back.
Yeah,
Just stuff's happening.
I want to go check.
We're gonna
on this outside.
We're gonna stop real quick because there's a lot of things.
I'm sorry. This is the weather delay.
And we're back again. The weather delay. We literally stopped recording to go hear our cars getting destroyed, and turns out right when we walked outside, God decided, or whoever's up there decided to just make it
started to light up. I got a little worried. That's why
definitely. Okay.
Ride to work.
So,
Juno's scared, though. She's in here with us. Juno, hey, you speak? Yeah.
Juno's in. She'll make herself known, I'm sure, again before this is over.
She's protecting us.
So we were talking about the Heat. Like I just said before we stopped, they are now the 4th 8 seed in NBA playoff. This NBA playoff style to win at least 7 games. They are looking to close out the series tomorrow night in New York.
I think they will. I just think they've got too much.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Jalen Brunson had a good game, 32 points, 4 rebounds, 11 assists. He went 2 of 7 from 3. R.J. Barrett, I think is his name. I could be wrong. It's Barrett. 24 24 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and then Julius Randle, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. But a lot of people are down on Julius Randle. I know Stephen A. was really down on Julius Randle.
I mean, well, him being a Knicks fan, he's pretty biased. But, I mean, Randle really gets in a slump, and then he just kind of gets in his own head and won't take the shots. And then not only that, you start to see a lack of effort on defense and just passing, moving without the ball and stuff. So, you know, if you get in one of those slumps, you can't give up. You just got to push through it, see what happens. But I think that's one reason why, you know, like if we see Julius Randle getting a little bit of a shooting slump, you know, tomorrow night, then yeah, it's game over.
Yeah, and we could see the Heat be the 8th seed to go the farthest.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I hope they do, because I think there's a good chance they could beat either Boston or the Sixers.
Yeah, they're just a scrappy team, man. So,
they are.
Let's move on to the Celtics versus the 76ers. The series is tied 2-2, and Harden looked like the days of old as he hit the game-winning 3 in overtime to win 116-115. They tied the series with the Celtics in Philly Sunday night. And he says he owed it all to his good luck charm, who we will get into a little bit later in the show.
Good story.
Definitely a good story. So stick around for that.
Well, James Harden also, you say he hit that game-winning shot to put him up, I think, 5 seconds or something like that. But he also hit the shot to tie the game as well. Yeah. So that was, I mean, so clutch of him, because he's also the one that, like, put him up ahead, like, what, game 2 or something like that a few games ago?
I don't know if it's game 2. I think it's game 1, because
you're right.
His games 2 and 3 were his worst shooting stretch in his entire career. He went 5 of 28, and that's the worst he's done in the regular season or the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
As you hear the hail come back full force right now.
It is coming down hard.
So after his terrible shooting performance in Game 2 and 3, he bounces back. He gets 42 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and 4 steals in a heroic effort to basically will the 76ers to tying this series. Joel Embiid, the MVP with way too much on his shoulders, scores 34 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 assists. I don't know if you heard that, but after the Game 3 loss, when they gave him the MVP, he said he didn't like the way that they gave him the MVP award because he feels like it takes away from them being able to prepare for the game.
God.
You know, it's just it came at the wrong time, and there's too much stress. So after crying about not getting it, once he gets it, he's now upset that he didn't get it at a time where he could fully enjoy it and not screw up a Game 3.
He seemed pretty happy about it when he got it. He had his son up there. Yeah. Jesus, you just can't make the man happy. As of right now, though, we are watching the Celtics and Sixers game, Game 5. This is Tuesday night, and they are up by 14 points, and Embiid just hit another shot. He's playing.
I have a feeling, though, if the Celtics lose this game, or not this game, this series, you might see another head coach fired.
Well, but that's what's weird is they extended Joe Mazzulla like a couple months ago. Yeah. I don't understand why, because he's the reason they're losing the series.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
you said it before we started going.
I did too. If nobody saw there's been a couple games that have come down to the last seconds in these series, and there was multiple times in that last game where, you know, because it went into overtime, they could have called a timeout. You could have tried to gather your team, get a good play call. Instead, he just wanted to let him go through. And I hate to agree with the guy, but Perkins said, he's like, what are you going to do with them timeouts? You can't take them home. You gonna save him for leftovers?
Oh, dude, I mean, Broncos fans know all too well about Vic Fangio and holding timeouts, going into the halftime with 3 timeouts, leaving the game with 3 timeouts. What are you doing?
Andy Reid was notorious for it early in his career.
That was one of the few things I could give you guys shit about there for a while.
He finally
figured that Use them, motherfuckers.
But I just don't understand. There's I was talking about it too with the guy at work, and he's like, "Yeah, I mean, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't." And I beg to differ. If you call the timeout, at least you've had time to call a play, because we're seeing the damned if you do when you just let your team play and they don't have shit to run and they look all out of sorts.
Yeah, and I mean the top 3 guys did perform pretty well. I mean, you have Jason Tatum going 24 points, 18 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. You have Marcus Smart 21 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. Jaylen Brown 23 points. 3 rebounds, 5 assists. So they did their part, but then when you look at the rest of the team, and this is what we're going to get into the Nuggets here shortly, the rest of the team needs to do something else. You got to do something. I mean, you can't just let these guys try and do everything themselves. So
the bench is important.
On that note, let us roll right into the Nuggets. And man, did we have this series wrong after the first 2 games?
Oh man, that last game was tough. I'm telling you, I am so fucking pissed at Michael Porter Jr. because that's what I wrote down here. I believe he cost us that game. He went 2 from 9 from 3 points, and his field goal percentage, I mean, he only had 11 points, I believe, right?
Yeah, Michael Porter, 11 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. So, I mean, I hate to say it, he is still, when he's not shooting well, he is still performing in other areas, but that sequence at was it the 4th quarter where he got that, was it a steal or rebound, and he goes running down the court and just pulls up and hits that, he just pulls up and hits
such a mistake. Yeah. And then
he hasn't hit a 3 all fucking game. What did he go? He went 2
for 9 total.
2 for 9, yeah. So 2 for 9. He hits 2 threes, pulls up for a 3, and it totally ruins the flow of the offense.
Yeah. You could have got a layup right there, kept the momentum
and rebound
going,
and right back down.
That's such a mistake.
And that's what the Suns are doing. The Suns are running and gunning on this team because they're not giving them time to get set up.
Yeah.
And they're out of sorts. People are out of position. They're trying double Booker and Durant, but whenever they double Booker, they're leaving somebody wide open, and I don't know who it is, whether it's Porter or somebody else in the back and is not rotating to the open guy in the 3, and they're hitting him. And that's what happened. I mean, but we said after game 2, if the Nuggets allow Durant and Booker to hit over 80 points, they're going to lose this game. And I texted you last night, or not last night. Was it last night? No, Sunday night. I texted you Sunday night, and I said, oh, they scored 80 again. They didn't score 80. They scored 72. So both Booker and Durant go for 36.
Which is well over half of the team's points.
Yeah, it's well over half of the team's points, but that's all they had before. Yep. But the difference in Game 3 was Shamet. Yeah. Shamet was there.
5 for 8 for 3 points.
And 4 of those were in the 4th quarter. Just daggers.
Killed us.
Daggers.
Man. Yeah. I mean, I started saying, I was like, guard him. Because there's a play where you see, I think it was Porter Jr. or Gordon, just out there guarding the block. You know, he's still trying to guard the baseline and stuff, but just letting him shoot. When he's already made 3, guard him. Yeah. Do something, put a hand in his face.
Well, and I think that's what we're going to see tonight. I think we're going to see somebody else playing in the game that we haven't seen.
Yeah,
I think we're going to, you've got to do something. I don't know if it's
maybe Reggie Jackson.
Watson. Somebody long needs to be on Booker to face guard him and just make every shot. I mean, dude, the guys. I hate to say it, if the Nuggets lose this series, I don't feel bad. If Durant and Booker continue shooting the way they are, dude, you get that. It's the best. It's the best shooting.
I said it today.
The only other time I've seen it was when I went to that game for my birthday.
I was just about to say that.
And it's the Warriors.
Look when we.
And it's just like, what are you gonna do?
Look what
are you gonna do?
I hate to say it, but that's what sucks. We just faced shitty luck to where when we go up against guys in the playoffs, you look at what Dame did to us 4 years ago. You look at what Donovan Mitchell did to us. Why is it that we get a player's career series, their best series?
Yeah.
Last year with the Warriors, Stephen Curry and the Warriors just go lights out. And then the year before that, Suns in 4, Devin Booker again going off.
Yeah, dude's shooting out of his mind.
Right now, statistically, he is upwards, I think, in the top 3 of having the best playoff run in history. Right now, he's averaging 35.7 points a game.
That's insane.
That's fucking nuts. Right now, he's just under, I believe it's Wilt Chamberlain for the most points through 9 games.
Yeah, and then,
I mean, what are you going to do against that?
Speaking of Wilt, in this game, Jokic, who was the only fucking guy who played basketball, apparently.
Yeah.
53 points.
53
second
points,
center in the NBA ever, aside from Wilt Chamberlain, to have over 50 points in a playoff game.
50 points. That and first ever to have 50 points and 10 assists.
Yeah.
And
you look at Jokic's total stats through the series. I don't know what they are. I don't have them pulled up right now. But he's shooting his 58%. He's averaging 30 points.
He's making his free throws too.
I think it's 14 rebounds and 9.5 assists right now or something like that.
That's insane, man.
Dude's doing everything he can. And literally, dude, Murray, I hate to say it, after game 1, the whole "we ready"? Are you?
I don't know, man. I
Do you
beg to
remember
differ.
that? Do you remember that?
I know.
After that, we ready. We're ready for this.
I beg
you
to differ because you look at the box score. If you were just to look through this on paper, and watching that game,
even watching the game, dude, it didn't feel like Murray was there, but he did.
But
have
he did
a lot.
enough to do it because if you look at it, dude, we lost that game because of Michael Porter Jr. He went 2 for 9 from 3. If he just makes 3 more 3-pointers.
No, dude.
That's 9 points. We lost by 4.
We're spending way too much time on this Nuggets game, so we're
No,
gonna wrap
it's
it up
fine,
soon.
no,
But
I put it all on MPJ.
MPJ is a huge part of it. MPJ needs to do more.
Yeah.
If you're not scoring, you got to do more.
With the bench,
But Murray, there was multiple times where Jokic was wide open, and Murray took a shot when he shouldn't have.
Well, that and I can't stand where they just keep trying to do this 2-man game, and they are not Booker and Durant.
No.
You can't do that. Involve somebody's. Why is it that in the first 2 games where we saw them just dominate, except for the second game, we saw Gordon have a huge, be a big factor in this, and now we don't see him at all.
Hey, Gordon's like non-existent now almost. I mean, what did he have in this game? Let's see here: 11 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal.
Just mediocre.
You got to double that, dude.
You need.
We brought you here for a reason.
When we saw it during the season, it was one of my favorite plays to where it's that in and out where Murray passes off to Jokic. Jokic dumps it down into the corner block, or not the block, but just down there in the low post for Gordon. And then as soon as they start to go in for him, they're still worried about Jokic. So Gordon dumps it off back to Jokic, and then Jokic tosses up for an alley-oop for Gordon.
Yeah, we've lost a lot of this rhythm of the offense where I feel like they're getting stuck in the 2-man game. It's just like, dude, you guys need to fucking anybody can cut to the basket, get him the fucking ball.
I was so pissed because in the last 5 minutes of that, I felt like that's all we saw. And then stupid shots by MPJ that he couldn't make.
Well, that's what they have to go to. Because, like we said, dude, the bench was non-existent. Let's look at the bench for the Nuggets.
11 points.
11 points. And the bench is 3 guys. Christian Brown, Bruce Brown, and Jeff Green.
Yeah.
And Jeff Green's older than we are. Still playing in the NBA.
37.
Yeah, so, and he had 5 points. So, Nuggets got to figure something out.
They got to right the ship tonight.
Yeah, Malone, hey, I hate to say it, man. I love Coach Malone, but if they lose after going up 2-0, they're going to be one of the few teams to do it. I don't know the statistics. I'm not going to look it up right now because we're trying to get through this so we can go watch this game.
Yeah.
But if you lose, dude, I think we need to figure something else out. And I think we need to ship out Murray, and I think we need to blow it up.
I disagree.
You blow it up. You keep Jokic, and I say you just do everything you can to go get fucking Luka Doncic.
I think we need to get a better backup for Jokic so we're not.
I don't know who's going to take these contracts, though. I don't know who's going to take them on. I don't know.
MPJ. I'm fine with just getting rid of MPJ.
You're not going to get anything back from him. That's the only thing. All right,
get rid of him.
That's our ring the buzzer because that's the bias buzzer.
Redeem me. Prove me wrong tonight, Michael Porter Jr.
That's the bias buzzer beater right there, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to hit all the things today.
To Tinseltown.
Yes, let's move on to the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. Chad Lee, go ahead and give us the rundown on this one.
Every minute of this game last night because I want to be able to tell the kids that I'm not going to have how I got to see
Steph Curry is.
Just the Steph Curry versus the Jordan or not
LeBron.
That's what I was gonna say was like Jordan versus
LeBron killers.
Isaiah Thomas. Like these guys. I mean, the rivalry's great. I mean, Steph Curry's 3-1 in the finals against him, but now seeing the Lakers and Warriors, 2 storied franchises. I mean, this is stuff that I want to remember for as long as I can because it's historic basketball. I mean. The Lakers go up 3-1 last night, and they were down most of that game. And it was really just a game of different spurts where the Warriors would go on a 10-0 run. The Lakers would go on an 8-0 run. And the Warriors were desperate on trying to get Anthony Davis to drawn out, doing high pick and rolls to get him away from the basket. And that's how they were getting a lot of offensive rebounds, and it was really working for him.
Yeah.
But there at the end of the game, Jordan Poole's non-existent. He is a shell of himself.
Yeah,
from
he
last
was
year.
the third Splash Brother. What the hell happened, man?
He is. He got that bag, and he's like, all right,
I got that
I'm
40
lazy.
mil a year.
Exactly. Yeah.
But dude, all I have to say is, who the hell is Lonnie Walker?
Oh, exactly. I'm so glad you brought this
Walker,
up.
man. Let me tell you about Lonnie Walker. Where the
Is
hell
he the
did
new
come
sheriff
from?
in town?
He
Walker,
might be.
Texas Ranger?
He began the season as a starter. I don't know if anybody remembers this. He began the season as a starter, got hurt,
Yeah.
disappeared, came back.
He really kept him afloat too. And when they were like 2-9, when the Lakers were looking shitty early in the season, LeBron was hurt. He was there playing. Nobody remembers Lonnie Walker.
That's true.
Last night.
Yeah, last night he shows up. 15 of his, he scores 15 points in the fourth quarter, outshoots Curry, which is just insane.
Yeah.
And nobody knows who he is. Here he is.
Curry had an off night shooting from 3.
Well, he had an off night, but he still got a triple-double.
Yep.
So, yeah, outshines Curry in the fourth quarter. He helps rally the Lakers to a 3-1 series lead in the Bay Area last night. LeBron James scores 27 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Anthony Davis added 23 points, 15 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. And Austin Reeves, man, still just producing.
Well, if you watched that game, you saw where, I really give him a lot of credit because he's like someone who I was talking about, like with Julius Randle, where instead of putting his head down and not shooting, he was having a really off night shooting. He was cold for most of the night, and then in the timely shots, he made them.
Yeah.
Those threes at the end of the game, they were so pivotal to that win.
Yeah. I mean, dude, what do you get here? Let me see. 21 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. He goes 3 of 6 from 3.
Yep.
The Warriors just had some boneheaded mistakes towards the end of the game. I know, what's his name? Windhorse.
Yeah.
He had some things to say about that. Just the way they executed a couple things.
I appreciate what he said. He's probably one of the top analysts. But
but
I agree. I mean, Curry, he brought up how Curry was, kind of out-dueled Davis to get that shot, and then even Curry said it went in and out, so he tried taking it again. He tried creating separation, but he took nearly a half-court shot to not. They were down 1.
Yeah.
All you needed is just you. If you drive in, you probably get fouled. What do you think?
More than likely, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, but the Lakers ruined Curry's third postseason triple-double. Curry goes 31 points, 10 rebounds. Dude, 10 rebounds when you're that little is crazy.
Yeah, he was aggressive in that game.
No, it's just crazy.
He was doing it all.
He is, I hate to say it, well, I don't hate to say it, he totally deserves it, but after this postseason run, whatever happens, greatest point guard ever.
Yeah.
Easily.
Well,
changed the game as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Look at his
definitely
hits coming up, hitting threes from fucking half court normally. He's changed the game of basketball.
I think he's definitely in the top 3. You got to put Magic and then Isaiah Thomas up there as well.
Yeah, I think. I
mean, Isaiah Thomas almost 3-peated if it wasn't for MJ.
I'd put him at 1.
Yeah. There's an argument
got 4
for
of them.
I know. That's why he's.
Yeah.
But he's the best shooter.
We're not
of all
here to
time.
argue about that. We'll argue about that when he's done.
Good,
but
man. He's good.
Yeah. The rest of the team didn't do much. I mean, you look at outside of Curry. What we have? Klay Thompson 9 points through 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Gary Payton the second was the only other one that. Or no, 2
Did
others.
we ever find out what happened when he just decided to leave the court?
No, and I kept watching that. I didn't know what happened.
Nobody ever talked about it. On First Take this morning, they never brought it up.
He just left?
He just
was
walked
like,
off the court in the middle of play. Draymond Green literally went to go pass to him, and this guy is ghosted just in the locker room. I've never heard of what's going on. The first thing I thought of was like maybe a Paul Pierce, like, I got to take a shoot.
He had to go poop.
Yeah, so maybe.
Who knows? But either way,
Lakers got a chance to close out the series tomorrow night, right?
Yeah. We're gonna pause real quick before we roll into the UFC. Something weird happened, so we're gonna pause real quick. We'll be right back. And we're back. We had a little bit of a hiccup. Something strange happened, but we are here. And Chad's going to get into the UFC 288 recap. We're going to hit that real quick, go over the co-main event and the main event, if I'm not mistaken. So Chad is going to get into it right now.
I just want to talk about how much of a letdown it really was. I was kind of bummed out. I was really pumped up for this fight. Henry Cejudo versus Aljamain Sterling, and it went the full 5 rounds. I mean, it was a real good testament to 2 good wrestlers. There was a lot of times where Aljo tried to take Henry down, and you saw his, great defense where he went almost full splits and wouldn't allow himself to be taken down. There was just a few stalemates during it, but, no really good knockdowns, nothing too exciting to take away from any of it. I've heard multiple people that were disappointed in it. All the trash talking that Cejudo was doing beforehand, and then to kind of come out like that, and then I hand it to him, and he at least kind of just gave credit to Aljo and said he's the better fighter. He got me, but sometimes we're spoiled on these fight nights and these prelims where there's just knockouts and amazing submissions. But
yeah, I didn't stay up for that fight. I was having issues with the way I was watching it, so I just did other things. Plus, I was pretty zonked out from all the shit I was doing in the yard. But I did watch one of those prelims that you were speaking of, and that was the one with Ikram Aliskerov from Russia. And he hit this dude with a 2-piece 1-2 punch that just leveled him out cold. It was one of the more entertaining fights that I saw, and like I said, it was one of the early prelims. So, and a lot of times we talk about this, the prelims and stuff are usually some of the better fights, just because these guys are trying to get, they're trying to make a name for the main card, Yep.
So yeah, I'll have to go back there and try to find that fight. That sounds pretty awesome. But yeah, Aljamain Sterling retains the title. Then Sean O'Malley gets up in the octagon afterwards and talks a bunch of shit, almost like WWE style. This guy's calling him out, talking a bunch of trash. So we're definitely going to get a Sean O'Malley versus Sterling fight.
It is funny that you say that because they did literally just merge, and it did seem like that was kind of like your...
well, they've done this before.
Yeah, I guess. Who was the last one to do it that came out of the crowd and got into the ring?
Connor's done it before. Brandon Moreno and Davidson Ferrero, they both got in there and were just kind of talking shit to each other, but they were both pretty chill about it. So, it's happened before, but I don't know. To me, you never know. It's kind of unexpected. You never know if one of those guys is going to take a swing, so I don't feel like it's warranted. I feel like they should focus on the win, but... it draws people in, it gets views, so it is what it is.
Definitely.
It was honestly more excited in the fight, so I was kind of fine with it. But then as far as the co-main event, it was a real letdown as well, because I think Gilbert Burns injured his shoulder, might have even had a previous injury. He just fought 3-4 weeks ago, took this fight on short notice. I give him credit for doing that, but really didn't have anything to show for the fight. Bilal Muhammad controlled the entire fight.
Yeah, and that sucks. You come out, less than, a month basically after fighting, and you take on a fight, and it's commendable, but then at the same time, you were clearly not ready to fight.
Not at all.
Which sucks, but this UFC 288 was not the best.
Not at all. There was a really good fight where Yan Zhuan, that Chinese female fighter, just rocked Jessica Andrade. That was like the co-main event. I think it was 3 fights to the main event. It was pretty badass. She clocked her on the chin and put her to sleep.
Oh, I see, and I missed that one. I'm gonna have to go back and check that one out.
That was a good one.
The fights with the women are usually some of the better fights. They're a lot more evenly matched.
Yeah, I enjoy them.
Yeah, they're really good to watch. So, on that note, let's move into the penalty box. We're gonna hit this one quick because we're trying to go watch this Nuggets game, so we're gonna fly through these. The first one we're gonna get into in the Eastern Conference is the Maple Leafs versus the Panthers. The Panthers lead 3-0 in this series after limiting ticket sales to U.S. citizens for a brief time. The Panthers now have a 3-0 lead on the Maple Leafs, and Sam Reinhart sealed the deal 3 minutes and 2 seconds into overtime. The Panthers are now looking like the team to beat in the East after people expecting them to be swept by the Bruins in the first round. Andy Duclair and Carter Verhaeghe also scored for Florida, and Sergei Bobrovsky saved 22 shots. Panthers look to end the series tomorrow night at home. Have you watched any of this one, Chad?
No, I was watching a little bit of the Oilers and Knights one the other night. That's what I want to talk about, where once we get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
I was watching that.
Fair enough. I didn't want you to sit over there all alone, so
No,
I figured
it's all good, man.
I'd
I'm
throw
paying
it over
attention.
to you. Well, all right. Let's move into the New Jersey Devils versus the Carolina Hurricanes. New Jersey leads this series 2-1. The Devils absolutely smashed the Hurricanes 8-4 Sunday night in New Jersey.
Wow.
Jack Hughes was the star for the Devils as he scored 2 goals as an assist on 2 more and nearly gets in a fight with Carolina's Sebastian Aho. Besides besides Hughes, Nico Hischier and Damon Severson added their first goals of the playoffs, and Vitek Vanacek returned to the net and made 26 saves and even had an assist on Miles Woods' third period breakaway. The 8 goals were the most for the Devils in a playoff game since 1988, and they look to keep the momentum going tonight in New Jersey. I don't know if we have an update on that score.
I think that momentum came to a stop because Carolina leads at 6-1 at the start of the third quarter. Oh no, the third period's almost over. They scored 5 goals in the second period.
Damn.
6-1.
We're gonna get another game here in a little bit that also had a bunch of games in the second period, which would be the Seattle Kraken.
The Kraken.
Who I thought honestly just got a Avs team that ran out of steam, but it's looking like the Kraken might actually be the team to beat in the West, and I think they're proving that here as they just hammer the Stars 7-2 last night in Seattle. The Kraken beat the Stars by the second period, basically, as a 5-goal outburst led by Jordan Eberle with his 4th goal of the playoffs, basically ended this game. Grubauer made 24 saves. 7 different players scored, and 12 players picked up a point in this game, whether it be scoring or assisting. The Kraken are now up 2-1 in the series and look to put it in a vice grip tonight in Seattle. I don't know. I don't think that game has started yet.
Not quite. It is about to.
But yeah, I mean, dude, the Kraken, it sucks because we lost to them. But it's one of those things where it's like when you lose to somebody in the playoffs, you're like, I kind of hope they win it all just so you feel better.
Oh, yeah. You want the team to beat you to kind of go for it.
Yeah. But at this point, the Kraken are doing it, so.
Yeah.
You want to talk about this Vegas game since you were the one that watched some of it?
I'll let you take that one. I am not the hockey guy.
All right. Well, I'll take it. So the Knights beat the Oilers 5-1. Marchessault scores twice, and Aiden Hill stopped all 24 shots after Laurent Brossoit left at 11 minutes and 44 seconds of the first period. With a dreaded lower body injury. We all know how those go. We don't know what it is, but
could
somewhere from somewhere from the waist down, he can't do it. So, Jack Eichel also had a goal and 2 assists. They look to go up 3-1 tomorrow in Edmonton. So we're gonna see an end of a few of these series here coming up soon, which is going to be.
I kind of feel bad for
It's
him.
less stuff for us to prepare for.
Yeah, because it would have been nice to see the best player in hockey make it to the conference finals, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, and we might have a new best player in hockey here shortly on the Blackhawks, so we'll see how that goes.
Very true, very true.
Well, on that note, man, I think it's time to hit it hard, Chad. How do you feel about it? You think it's time to hit it hard?
I think it's time to grip it and sip it.
Grip it, rip it, sip it, but never, ever drip it, god damn it. John Daly is about to hit it hard. We will be right back shortly. We appreciate you guys.
I hit it hard, man. So far, man. No laying up, no holding back. Ain't afraid of nothing, it's a natural fact. I hit it long, man. Till it's gone, man. Keep taking chances, live at large. I hit it hard.
And we are back for the final time of this episode. You just heard John Daly hit it hard, man. And on that note, I'm going to kick it over to Chad Lee, and he's going to tell you what the Daily Dose of Excellence is for this week. So, Chad Lee, take it away, man.
This week it goes out to Philadelphia 76ers player James Harden because he gave it to somebody else. He gave that Daily Dose of Excellence to John Howe. He is unfortunately a shooting victim from the Michigan State mass shooting that happened a couple months ago, 3 months ago or so. I can't remember.
It might have been longer.
I think it was longer than that. I'm sorry, but Yeah, so he kept his word by inviting Michigan State University shooting victim John Howe to a game and sealed the deal by giving him a pair of his autographed stickers afterwards. Unfortunately, John Howe was paralyzed from this unfortunate, terrible, tragic shooting, basically. Yeah, we just hate to see it. You know, it's awful, but James Harden tried to, bring some light to his life, and he even tweeted after the game, John Howe, the sixth man, where it's a video of him giving him his sneakers with his dad, John Howe's dad, behind him. It's just a great, kind of story, because not only did he do this for John Howe, kind of really bring some, happiness to his life after a lot of tragic event, Harden backed it up with a 42-point game. So
yeah, and he went out as far as to call John Howe his good luck charm, which is nice to hear, and it's cool to see. This guy obviously went through a whole bunch of stuff, and it's nice to see him be able to reap some benefits of the terrible thing that happened to him, because it does it looks like it happened back sometime in February when the Michigan State shooting happened. So yeah, I mean, the fact it left 3 people dead, 5 people injured. He's obviously one of the injured. It's just a terrible thing that happened. Obviously, story. We had another shooting in Texas, 2 days ago?
Mall, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
It's not stopping. So, unfortunate events, but yeah, it's nice just to see some good come from it. And granted, sports are menial in terms of the weight of things that go on in the actual world, but it's just nice to see some light in these things.
That's what we look for, is the light in the darkness. And he did say to John Howe afterwards, I don't know what you got going on or what your schedule is, but Game 6, you got to be back here. Because like you said, he called him his good luck charm. So I'm sure he'll be back there, and it'll probably be to close out the series, because right now Philly is up by 15 points in this game.
Yeah, we're not good at math.
I thought that was...
Especially on the fly when you've been drinking some, you are not good at math.
My vision's a little blurry.
On that note, though, John Howe, James Harden, you are the Daily Dose of Excellence for this week, and we appreciate you guys, both of you, especially John Howe for what he has gone through, and James Harden for making this a story worthwhile. Both of you guys are the Daily Dose of Excellence, and on that note, we are about to take a shot. Let's get her done, Chad.
To you guys, to James Harden and John Howe.
Indeed. Cheers, guys. We appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around. If you can, go like, subscribe, and follow on everything. And make sure to follow us on social media. And we will catch you guys next week. We appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. You guys have a good one.
Farewell.
Fare thee well. Woo-hoo. We love you guys.
We gotta get some more whiskey.
We do. That's gonna happen next week. I'll do it. Thank you guys for sticking around. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time. We love you guys. Chad Lee, I love you, buddy.
I love you, Mr. Chris Ray.
God damn it.
Left-handed
here. He missed it, so looks like the Nuggets are gonna win because Chad missed. We'll see you guys next week.